All right, big hoax, episode 13. You guys are going to find me hyper obsessed on one specific story today, but welcome everybody to the show.
What story are we talking about, man?
I'll tell you in a second. I can't stop thinking. I'm having I don't think I've been this obsessed with any story in a long time, but it'll make sense why when I tell you which one it is. But how are you guys doing? Chilling?
Yes, sir. All is well on this side.
Chilling like a villain.
Like a villain, yeah. I mean, everything's good over here too. But I'll tell you what, everybody can like and subscribe if they feel the way that I feel about this story, which is I can't stop thinking about the missing submarine, dude. Like, that is literally my worst nightmare. Like, there's no, like, I can't watch submarine movies, dude, because the thought of being underwater trapped in a thing is I'm talking like movies about people who are in nuclear submarines, enormous submarines. The fact that these guys are trapped in that little sardine can, no food, days at a time, no way to get rescued, running out of air, cramped with each other. Like, I mean, without thinking of horrifying torture situations, that is legit my worst nightmare right there. I can't shake it off. I can't. Anytime I read anything about it, I'm like, oh, because even if they're on the surface, you don't know if they're on the surface. You don't know if they're trapped 13,000 feet. If they're dead, honestly, that sounds a lot less horrifying than if they're not. If they're up on the surface, the thing is like there's no way to open it. Like it's like drilled, it's all open from the outside. There's no way to open it from the inside. So they would be up looking at the sun, still trapped in this little box, running out of air. They're going to run out of air in the next, I don't know,
that's crazy.
Before tomorrow.
That's crazy. I heard the Coast Guard heard some sounds or something.
Yeah, I read that too. And then apparently they said they couldn't find anything where they heard banging, but then they went and looked and they couldn't find anything. I mean, if the thing, crapped out or whatever, the Titanic is 13,000 feet deep, and they said at that depth that there's the equivalent of the weight of a full-size car on every square foot of this thing. So it's literally equivalent to having, I don't know, however many square feet it is, 17 cars on top of it. You know what I mean? It's
damn.
It is have you looked at any of the documentaries or the videos of how the thing works? They show you the inside, they show you how it works. Have you ever seen any of those?
No.
You want to know what you're going to think when you see him? What kind of fucking psychopath would have agreed to go on this expedition? It's literally run with a PlayStation 2 controller.
It's $29.99 controller.
Yeah, you seen it? Have you seen that?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Isn't that insane? And then they're like, oh yeah, we bought this handle. We got this from Home Depot. They jerry-rigged this fucking thing to get. It's it's one of those things where hindsight's 2020, that going into that thing was utterly insane. But I mean, each person on the thing paid $250,000 to go. So, dude, I'm telling you 100,000%, you could not pay me $250,000 to go on that trip. You couldn't have before. You obviously couldn't now. You give me $250,000, no fucking chance. I'm not going in that thing.
I don't blame you.
Some things are just meant to be left the fuck alone.
I don't mess with water situations at all. The only swimming I do is the swimming like this, and I barely do that. And actually, I almost had a scare 2 days ago. Was it Sunday? So I got on a jet ski. I was going to a yacht, but a friend saw me. he said, "Hey, come on the jet ski." There was already 2 of them on there, so I was gonna be the 3rd person. So I went on, and it was all good. I had
what kind of water are you on? You on like a lake? You on on the
This is a
ocean?
lake. This is a lake. I'm
Yeah.
not fucking with no ocean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got on and we were cool, but then we wanted to turn.
Oh,
and as we were turning, that shit capsized or flipped over.
Dude, I've flipped one of those before. Yeah,
man. But I was scared as
you didn't
hell.
have no life
I
jacket
didn't have no life vest on.
Oh no!
And I had a heavy ass book bag on. That shit like had weights in it. I carry a lot of shit in there and shit that I can't really say what it is. But yeah, so I was scared. As soon as I did that, I grabbed the jet ski. Like, man, you got me fucked up because I know the jet ski's gonna float. You know, I was scared, panicked.
Like, dude, I swim real good. I was on swim team. I swim real good. That sounds scary to me. Like a book, like something weighing me down on my back. Like that's crazy. I've never ridden a jet ski without a life vest, and I certainly like that's crazy. Was it pulling you down? Like, was it heavy enough that it was like?
Man, it was heavy as hell. I'm telling you, if that jet ski wasn't there, I don't know what would have happened.
You'd had to strip it, dude. You'd had to just let it go.
Yeah,
whatever it was, just let it go.
Yeah.
You know,
probably all my shit.
But dude, what the hell is he doing? He knows you're on there with no life vest. How is he turning fast enough to capsize the jet ski?
No. He didn't even turn fast. It was going slow as hell. The girl that was on there too, she didn't know how to hold her weight. So she's supposed to like go on the opposite side when we're turning right. She's supposed to like lean left a little bit, but she's over here leaning right with the jet ski. And that's what made it flip.
You should have known better. You've never ridden a jet ski before.
I've ridden a jet ski, but by myself.
You don't go on that. First of all, you don't go on the open water with no heavy ass weights.
That's crazy.
And without a life vest on top of that. No. Yeah. You can't swim and you go there without a life vest. No.
The thing is,
those jet skis can flip over so easy.
They flip over all the time.
So it happened to me in Mexico a couple weeks ago.
The thing is, the jet ski was like only 50 meters away from the yacht. It was right there. So it was just like we're going to go and get to the yacht.
Oh, it's just like that, just how you were getting to the boat?
Yeah. I didn't have to. I could have just walked on the boardwalk on the harbor just to get there. But he just said, hey, hop on, on some fun shit. So I just hopped on some fun shit. And both of my phones destroyed.
Oh man, dude, they hopped in that submarine on some fun shit. Oh, let's go check out the Titanic. You're like,
that's how shit happens.
I know.
You don't expect nothing to happen.
No more fun shit with the water. No, I don't play with that water, man.
They must have been down there once they realized like the situation they're in. They're like, hang on, I paid money to be in this situation. I paid, like, there's one guy with his son. He's like, I paid $500,000 to be locked in this box, dying of lack of oxygen, man, with you, and the CEO of the company is in there with him. Like, try to imagine what that's like. They're like, I'm saying, if I was in that situation, I actually, I don't know what I would do, dude. I would freak out. I would freak out so bad that, like, I don't know, man. Claustrophobia is the only thing that gets me. Like I had to get a scan on like a CT scan one time, like on my brain, and they put like I did an MRI when I tore my bicep tendon, like 4 months ago, whatever that was. They put me in, I'm laying on my side. So they got me in the MRI, but most of my body was not in the MRI. For your head, like they roll you into this thing and basically you're in that tube up to about your knees. And what I didn't know at the time is there are much more advanced machines than the one that I was in. I was in this super old machine that was super tight. I freaked out, dude. Like I legit freaked out. And it was like, and I was like, get me out of it. Because I couldn't get myself out. It was like, that's the only time, like, I couldn't get out. I was like, get me out of this thing. Get me out of this thing. I made him roll me out. I was like, so like that, oh man. And you're in there with the guy that put you in that situation. You got to figure at least one of the people down there has lost their cool and has just strangled that fucking guy, Although he might be the only way that you get out of it. So you got to let him, I don't know.
People were saying that something interesting may be going down in there because you got super wealthy people, and wealthy people tend to do things that they do things that other people won't do. So they're saying that they might have killed one of them because
For the
oxygen
oxygen?
is running out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they might have
I could
killed
tell you who I would
somebody.
volunteer first,
Right?
be
Right.
like, feel like if one of us has to give up themselves for some extra oxygen, it's probably the dude who told me this was safe when it's run on a joystick.
Damn.
Dude, and like when you look at the they said that this thing had had actually lost communication a few times before. It's not like this came out of nowhere. They had never had this happen before. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, man. The guy who is the CEO who has done this, but I don't understand how you could possibly, why is it not attached to a cable that they could pull up or something?
They could, right.
True. That'll be smart.
I 13,000 feet of cable. I mean, it sounds long, but I'm sure you could do it. I don't know, man.
With all the money people are paying,
something, right?
$1 million for every single voyage that you do. I mean, especially doesn't seem like it was that expensive to build. They showed the waiver that they had to sign, and it was it basically says, yeah, you could very easily get killed doing this, and it brings up death 4 times in the document, and it's this has not been approved by any safety certification whatsoever. It's
damn. I mean,
wait, it says that.
It said that in the document, the waiver that they signed. It says this has not been certified or examined by any safety certification whatsoever. How could you read that and be all right? You're all, what are you going on? It's oh, this guy says it's safe.
But they've had voyages before.
Yeah, they've had voyages before, but the thing is, it's hard to regulate something like that because there's nobody going down to the deep of the ocean regularly.
Yeah.
So why would they have to regulate it?
I'm looking this up real quick.
At your own risk.
I pray they find those people.
Me too, man.
That's not cool.
I'm just wondering, because they the way that they're describing it. They're yeah, we had gone on a dozen voyages, but when you really read the sentence that it said, it doesn't say they've gone to the Titanic a dozen times. It's here, I'm trying to see what, wait, what? Oh, 40 hours of breathable air left as of Tuesday afternoon. Oh man. So they're down to the wire right now, dude. They've got 16 hours. Oh my God, dude.
First of all, they should have thought to have way more oxygen than what they have.
Frederick said there were 5 surface assets. Oh no, I'm just looking for how many times had they said that they had done this trip before? You know what I mean? We're I just don't understand. How on earth could you have felt comfortable signing up to do this, even if it's I just because I read somewhere they said that they had done it before. But you know what? Honestly, rich people, a lot of times they base these decisions that they make, they seem like real big decisions, just on faith in the person that brings it to them. I've read about, lots of times these investments that they made, big ass investments. And then when the whole thing comes apart, Theranos is an example. Theranos was this company they said that they wanted to change the way that you tested your blood sugar. If you're a diabetic, because diabetics, they have to go get a big vial of blood taken all the time. And they're well, we're going to create technology where all you have to do is take a finger, just prick your finger, and that's it. And then we'll be able to test your blood sugar. It's going to change the game completely. And we're actually not just going to test blood sugar. We're going to test for all these other diseases and all these other levels and whatever. We're going to do all the tests that you know, these places that take huge vials of blood do just with one prick of blood. And like some of the most notable, you know, billionaires in the world invested in this company, and then like lots and lots of people from the government, whatever. And the funny thing is like every single medical professional that ever looked at this was like, what she's saying it can do is literally impossible. Like it can never do this. Like this is not a thing.
This was a TV show, wasn't it?
Yeah, they made a TV show out of it. They made a movie out of it. They made a documentary, and she actually just went to jail. She like just went to jail. Yeah. So like, you know, she took in hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's like none of these investors ever asked a doctor like, hey, is it possible? Like she's saying she's gonna be able to do this. Is this possible? Because they have all these doctors who are like, yes, there's literally there is no possible way that they can do this. Like it's not possible. It's scientifically impossible. And yet all of them just went in because they liked, you know, like they're like, oh, she's a genius. This chick's a genius. She'd go in there and give them the pitch. Oh, she's a fucking genius. It's like, dude, she's an idiot. All these doctors told her it's impossible. She just is like, she's like not listening, you know? And like this dude just goes, oh yeah, it's totally safe. We're gonna go down to the Titanic. It's fine. You know, how are we? You know, so what's the story? Yeah, we have this thing that communicates up with the boat and blah. It's like, all right, but we're 13,000 feet deep. Like, what happens if we lost power? Like that would just, you know, like I'd be like hypothetically, you know, like if we lost power or your fucking $10 joystick just didn't work. Like sometimes I'm playing video games and all of a sudden like the controller doesn't work, you know, like let's say hypothetically that the fucking controller didn't work and we're down at the Titanic. Like, what do we do? And if he's like, well, we wait for 72 hours until we run out of air in this sardine can and then we die. I'd be all, well, fuck this shit then, guy. You know? I don't get it.
They should have had that string or cable. They should have had that cable, man.
Ain't no cable. Well, I see what you're saying. But ain't no cable.
You know, like they have those huge like things that like just go wah.
Oh, the thick shit, yeah.
You know, yeah, like a cable. Their cable's like this thick.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I mean, I have no idea if that's even possible.
Right.
You know,
something
like, seems like common sense now. Yeah, because like, dude, it's honestly like it's the same as climbing the face of a 5,000 foot mountain with no cables. You know, like it's just like, wait, so we're just doing this? Like, well, what if I slip? It's like, oh, you die. You know, you're like, I die. You're like, so there's no safety precautions here at all. Like, we're just going down 13,000 feet to the Titanic. And if shit goes wrong, we got no recourse. We're like, well, let's say that like the power did go out. Like, is there anyone to come rescue us? They're like, no, not really. You're like, is there any way for anyone to know where we are? No, not really, dude. You could bang on the wall, and then like maybe there's some miracle someone would hear it, but then they couldn't get down to get you anyway. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, but the banging that they heard, it can't possibly be someone banging a submarine that they heard in the ocean.
I mean, they can actually that's like why when submarines are like in war, they have to be super fucking quiet on board because the other submarines will hear if you like bang on. But it turned out this one apparently, like they looked where they were hearing the banging and it wasn't them or whatever, I guess. I mean, not that they would know, but like they said they couldn't find them.
I commented that, hey, don't go to where that you hear that noise. That's probably those sirens that be trying to lure people to their death and shit.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Or the aliens, like aliens at the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
You know, there's like, dude, check this out. This is fucking crazy. So I went last week. My family, there's this tour super close to my house, and it's this huge underground cave, these caverns, and it's like you walk down into them. It's like, and it's enormous, and there's all these like crystals and like things. It's hard to explain, but you go in there, and they're like, you see this, you see this, see this. These are all fossils from like coral reefs and like fish and like prehistoric fish. And you're like, wait, what? I'm in a cave in Texas. Like this used to be under the ocean.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, or I'm like, I don't understand. This used to be under the ocean.
Oh yeah.
And you think about that. It's like, so if water used to be here, then you would think, obviously, there are places that are currently completely submerged and underwater that used to be the surface of the earth. Exactly. And you're like, who knows what the fuck was going on? There could have been entire societies that have been are totally invisible,
right?
Because like the poles shifted or whatever happened to make like, you know, the ocean my house right now. So like, who knows, dude? There could be, and society, maybe they had to like adapt. They had to adapt, and they just live underwater now. And then they come up, and then they're like UFOs flying around, because there are all these reports of UFOs diving into the ocean, you know, like where people see them and then they dive into the ocean. And then they move underwater at a speed that's impossible. You know, there's all these like they're like underwater or unidentified submerged objects or something like that. There's a really crazy story from Nova Scotia that a shitload of people saw. Like a lot of people saw some UFO that was like in the air and then shot down into the loch in Nova Scotia. And like these fishing boats like could see it underwater. There were lights. And then when they went over to where it was, there was all this like yellow foam everywhere. And then the next night, like 2 other UFOs came, shot down into the water, and they think that like one of them got damaged and they went down and like repaired it or something. And then they all shot it. I don't know. It's one of the most credible UFO cases where like so many fucking people saw it that you're like, how do you describe, how could you discount this when this many people saw it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I believe there's things that we don't know.
For sure.
Let me just put it like that. There are things we don't know.
Have you guys seen the movie The Abyss?
No, I have not.
Yeah. Is it about sci-fi, like aliens?
Yeah, it's about that. It's like it's like there's an alien civilization or like that lives way at the bottom of the ocean. Like way, way, way at the bottom, down like, let me see how deep the Mariana Trench is. Like,
that sounds interesting.
Because it's like, let's see, the Mariana Trench is 7 miles deep, so it's 36,000 feet deep. The deepest part of the ocean.
7 miles. That is
insane.
That's insane.
It's three times as deep as where the Titanic is.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so like they don't but yeah, like so in this movie,
I think about a mile, not 7 miles.
A mile is long, be something
that is.
We have no idea what's down there. You know what I mean? Like we have absolutely no idea what's down there. Which is so crazy to think about. That like they've said that maybe there's nothing down there, right? Or who knows? You know what I mean?
Wait, so there hasn't been tries to attempts to send cameras down there?
No, I'm sure they've been down there.
I don't know. Let me see. So like, what is the deepest humans gone in the ocean? It said water from the deepest. Last year, an expedition to the Mariana Trench made history by conducting the deepest crude dive. Oh my God, there were people in it. They went down 11,000 meters. So that's, they went down basically to the bottom. Damn, people went in that thing.
To the bottom.
Fuck that shit.
To the bottom. How long did that take? First of all.
Right.
Dude, I know for this thing, it takes 2.5 hours of them just going straight down to get down to the Titanic.
What? 2.5 hours?
Yeah, like they're just going down for 2.5 hours in that thing to get down to the Titanic.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That part wigged me out so bad. Like just thinking about that, you're in there and it's just good. You're just going down. 2.5 hours. Think about the 2.5 hour car ride, dude. Just
exactly. No, I'm cool.
Fuck that.
Let me ask
I'm fucking cool.
How did the submarine get to that location? Is there a ship that brings it there?
Yeah.
Does it? Oh, that's how it is?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is, dude. And they'll
damn, so they can't find this shit? Like when
They
it's
have
in the water,
no
does it move
idea
around?
where it is, dude.
Like, does it move? Like, does it float in there?
But you know what? We're gonna get an update on this thing.
Like, is
I-
it heavy that it just keeps going down? Does it float? Like, what?
Let's just see. I'm looking for like the most recent thing. Oh, here we go. All right, let's watch this. Hold up. All right, let me share my screen. Boop. All right, let's see.
Is another mystery of the deep. As hopes fade for the 5 wealthy Titanic tourists who vanished while exploring the wreck aboard a mini submarine.
Oh my God, think about that thing going down for 2.5 hours.
What happened? It is possible that no one will ever know after the sub, called Titan, suddenly went silent hundreds of miles off the coast of Canada and around 13,000 feet underwater beside the Titanic. On board was a British billionaire, one of...
I mean, listen, if I knew I was going to be safe for 100% sure, I mean, that'd be kind of cool, I guess. I still don't want to be like, I'm claustrophobic enough that look at how small this thing is.
The CEO of the company running the dive. They began their voyage early Sunday with 96 hours of oxygen inside the sub and have not been heard from since.
Oh my God.
Submarine experts agree that 5 possible accidents are the most likely cause.
Tangled on wreckage.
Perhaps the most obvious explanation is that the submersible became tangled in the wreckage of the Titanic itself.
The thing that's crazy is, dude, you would think that if it was easy to just get down to the Titanic, that's your first place to start. If it's only 2.5 hours to get down there, you just send something else down to the Titanic and just see if they're there. Right. You know, like, you know where they were going. Right. Go see if they're there. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm right. But
right.
Split into 2 pieces as it sank back in 1912, and those sections now lie amidst a huge debris field on the seabed. Navigating the wreck is extremely dangerous, according to those who have dived it. It is possible that the sub's pilot got disoriented, perhaps after communications were interrupted, causing the craft to get snagged.
Oh my God.
Another explorer has described how a sudden undersea current swept his submarine into the wreck, getting it temporarily stuck. Titan is equipped with drop weights, which can be thrown overboard to give it extra buoyancy, potentially freeing it and helping it float to the surface. But if it is stuck, for example, inside the Titanic...
Oh my God, man. I just realized I don't want to watch too much of this because I don't want them to like copyright us and block the thing, but oh my God, let's see. Like, I know the news you're allowed to watch like that. Oh my God.
I wonder how it feels to run out of oxygen. Is it like
Gabrielle was telling me that that you just get tired and fall asleep, but you know, you got to feel that you're running out of air.
Floor of the ocean.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to feel yourself, like, you know what I mean? But let's see what this dude says.
So you can see the Titanic. This company has no regulations or standards. You have to sign a waiver saying I'll probably die. What's crazy is that he like jerry rigged it with like construction tubes and camping supplies. Well, listen to how it's operated.
We run the whole thing with this game control.
Babe, like, no wonder things they think could have happened. Could be floating on the surface.
So it was an actual game
open it from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's a game controller.
And then
it has to be from the outside. They've been searching.
Yeah, so you like, if it's floating on the surface, you can't open anything. It has to be open from the outside because they like drill the screws in every time, and then someone else like unscrews it. So they could be on the surface just trapped, like running out of air.
Like, this isn't likely. Option 2 is that there was like a crack in it or something and it just imploded, which honestly is pretty plausible. And the last is that they are stuck in the Titanic. If this is the case, the only way they can be saved is if instruments come down and basically break it apart. But like, do they even want that? Like, if I love the Titanic so much that I ignored every sign that I was going to die, don't rip the Titanic open for me. I don't want the survivor's guilt. Like, I came down here with an Xbox controller. I knew what I was doing. So this is a submarine.
I came down here with an Xbox controller.
I knew what I was doing, dude. I mean, it's just like
that's chilling, man.
Oh, it's awful, dude. All right, let's move on. Let's move it along, dude. So you guys, we're gonna do the dumbasses of the week and the badass of the week. My vote for dumbasses of the week are every fucking person on that goddamn sub, 100%. For sure.
Damn, that's a good one. That's a good one. My dumbass of the week. And we would like you guys to also vote as well. Let us know who wins dumbass of the week this week. Mine's is Demi Lovato and her.
Oh yeah, here let me pull that up. Did you send it through the Instagram chat?
And her steady switching her.
This is like
her pronouns like it's a candy store or something.
Well, she's not allowed to do that.
Come on, man. Like
she can do whatever she wants.
Right, but I feel like that just tarnishes the credibility of this whole pronoun stuff.
That's
look at Demi Lovato readopted she/her pronouns because explaining they them was exhausting. Oh no shit. oh really, was it? It's like why do you think we hate that stupid shit so much? Is because like, dude, I'm just speaking English here. I obviously know you're a fucking girl. How am I supposed to remember to call you like they and them? Instead, it's like, give me a break. Yes, exhausting is exactly correct.
Mm-hmm. And you, Bola, who do you got?
Dumbass of the week, I would say, is I don't have a dumbass of the week.
Dude, I would have been somber and been like, it's you if you drowned on that jet ski, dude.
Damn, I am pretty bogus for hopping up on that
with weights strapped to your back.
With weights, yeah.
That's so scary, dude. Like that shit. Dude, I'd have freaked out, man.
There we go. We chose for you. You were the dumbass of the week,
dude. So my badass of the week is kind of weird, but it just gives me an excuse to talk about this story too. Is my badass of the week is Scottie Pippen for not murdering his ex-wife when she just got awarded his Chicago Bulls 401k.
Damn.
And the way that it broke down, he owes her half of it. She already took half his money, and then now he owes half of his 401k, but because it's like less, she gets the entire thing. So she gets his entire Chicago Bulls 401k. And this fucking bitch left Scottie Pippen for Michael Jordan's son. Like, dude, if I was Michael Jordan, I would have gone to my son and be like, look, man, there are no rules on who you could date. You want to date a dude, date a fucking dude, man. The only girl on earth you can't date is Scottie Pippen's fucking wife, dude. Like that, literally, there's no one else. Not one girl except her. You can't date her, dude.
I wonder how that even happened. Like,
what a fucking bitch. Michael Jordan's fucking son. You're like, it's just like I mean, unless he banged her sister, her mom, her best friend, like where she's like, what's the ultimate revenge I could get on this guy? It's like, how could you do that to him, dude? Michael Jordan's son. I can't even wrap my brain around that. I just found out about that last night. I was like, no way. And if everybody's like, where have you been, dude? Everybody knew or something. But like,
you just found out.
I just found out last night, dude.
This has been a thing.
Oh yeah,
that's cold. There's not even a word for how cold that is, dude.
It's a cold world, man. People do fucked up shit to people, man.
Yeah,
that's small, if anything, but it hurts. It hurts feelings. Definitely hurts feelings. And does she have kids with Scottie?
Yeah.
They were together for 19 years. They were married for 19 years.
Who the mother of my kid, man? That's why you gotta have a cold heart to live in this world. You gotta have a cold heart,
or just like a better job of choosing who you marry. I mean, like that is That's one of those things. That's like that. There's, I mean, I'm obviously extraordinarily lucky in that department, but that's just like there's no. If that happened, I would be like, I must be in another dimension. It's impossible. That's not possible.
Well, people were debating me online because Nick Cannon, one of his baby mamas, wrote a post about her being abused by him. And what I wrote was, look, you did put yourself in that predicament. Choose men better, choose more wisely. So of course, a lot of women are attacking me saying, so you're saying abuse is okay, that's not right.
Nobody
that
ever
how
said
she's
that.
supposed to know that he's abusive. But there are red flags.
For
One,
sure.
he had other baby mamas before you. You're I don't even know what number she is, but he has like
she's not number one.
She's not number one. She's not number two, and I don't think she's number three. So he's known for who he is. So they're attacking me, saying, "Oh, no one wants to be in an abusive relationship." What I'm saying is there are red flags, and you know how a way certain person moves by what they do and what they have done and what they say. So I'm not
stop having kids for motherfuckers before you marry them.
Thank you, dude.
Marry a motherfucker first before you have their baby.
I mean, he's got how many babies moms does he have?
10, about 10.
This is Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
Wasn't he married to Mariah Carey for a lot? Like, imagine if he wasn't married to her, dude, he'd have 100.
He was. Yeah.
This motherfucker's never heard of fucking pulling out. Jesus, man.
Nah, he's doing it. He's doing it purposely.
He's purposely doing it.
He's purposely doing it. And women
see,
are
that is a thing, dude. Like, there's like something that some guys have where they want to like they want like Julian Assange. He used to like poke holes in fucking condoms. He'd fuck these groupies, and then because they all told the same story that the condom broke. Like there was like all these girls who all told the same story. Like, oh, Julian Assange, and then like, oh, oops, the condom broke. It's like, how many times can that possibly fucking happen, dude?
Right.
And then like Elon Musk maybe too, dude. He's got a lot of babies' moms. Like, I just think they're like, I mean, I'm sure some of it is like a control mechanism, like where they're like, ooh, she's got my baby, then I got her locked up forever, you know? And then I think some of them are like weird, like, you know, like these autistic motherfuckers like Elon Musk and Julian Assange are like, I need to spread my genetic code, like, you know, and I don't know, you know.
Me personally, I wouldn't want the mother of my child to be able to go out and have sex with other men. So I just wouldn't have kids with any type of woman because I don't want the mother of my child being fucked by another man. Period.
That for sure. And I don't want to be financially tied or just tied, period, for life to a girl I haven't vetted extremely well. Like these girls, you know, it's like you hung out twice and then you're like, yeah, I'll just put her in my life forever.
Insane.
Dude, you're gonna have to deal with them forever, dude.
Stupid.
And it's crazy how women accept that too.
Yeah.
How they sometimes trap men and want to deal with them forever. You don't know this dude from a can of paint, but you're willing to keep a baby or have a baby with a man that you don't know. That's crazy. That's insane.
I mean, it's like if it's a celebrity, they're kind of like, oh, good. Like I get to get tied to this celebrity and he has to give me money potentially. And, you know, I get to tell everybody like, oh, my baby's mom is Nick Cannon. And you're like, but and
then cry foul later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was emotionally abusive.
Dude, I saw something super fucked up yesterday that actually really set me off when I thought about it, man. I was like, so Kimora Simmons and her daughters are like writing these things on Instagram about Russell Simmons, about their dad, dude. They're like, he's a different person. Like, I don't even recognize him anymore. He's doing blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and Russell Simmons' side of the story is like, Kimora, she left me, took my money, and then turned my daughters against me. And I believe him, dude. She looks like exactly that kind of person where you're like, And the daughters, you're like, you think that by putting out recordings that you made of your dad who was upset on a phone call, that you're winning an argument with anybody other than the sorry ass fucking loser ass bitches that might give you good comments. Anybody who knows anything about anything is like, you fucking disloyal little trash bag. This dude gave you life. You're in Harvard right now. He's paying for that. You know, like he raised you, and then you turn around and you fucking you just completely betray him and try to destroy his credibility publicly. You fucking ungrateful little piece of shit. Fuck you, dude. Shit. I read that. I was like, what?
That's cold. That's
what is wrong with these people, man?
That's your father. Everything's for social media now. That's why. Right. Everything.
Yeah.
That's your
fucking father. It's not like your father who wasn't there either. It's not like, oh, you know,
he was in their lives.
He raised you. He's paying for your college. He paid for your private school. I mean,
but you know, there's a bitter mom, and then the mom makes the children bitter. Go against
exactly. Well, it just fills their head with bullshit. Fuck Kimora Simmons, dude. You know, honestly, any woman that does that convinces their divorced children, to turn against their other parent just because they have a problem with them, that's shit cold. Is so fucked. You're taking one of their parents away, you selfish fucking bitch.
They don't care, man. People are so selfish.
They don't care. They don't care about them kids, man.
There's vindictive.
They do not care about them kids.
Very vindictive.
A lot of people having children and still thinking that they can live that single life. Oh, it's still about me. No, when you have kids, it's not about you anymore, motherfucker. It's about them kids. Don't have kids if you still want to live your life.
Yeah.
All right.
Or at least live it like that.
Right. Yeah.
You
have to change.
Your life no longer belongs to you. It belongs to them kids until them kids can take care of themselves.
And you figure out a way where, like, dude, Gabrielle and I, our life hasn't changed barely at all. I mean, we wouldn't like go to the clubs or anything really, but we party all the time. We do whatever the fuck we want, dude. We just bring the kids with us. We've always just brought the kids with us. We'll take them out during the day. We'll have drinks. We take them to resorts. You just work them into your life. But
right.
I mean, if something happened with Gabriella, I don't care what it was, dude. I would never do that. I would never focus energy on turning my children against her ever. And I know for a fact she would never do that. It's just, but we're better people than Kimora Simmons.
Because it's gonna fuck the children up in the long run.
Exactly.
They're gonna have issues having to see therapists and all types of shit in the long run.
Yep.
And people don't understand that.
Yep. And dude, I'll tell you guys a super crazy story right now, dude. I got about 7 minutes left, and I'll fill it with one of the craziest stories ever. So I got this ex-girlfriend who I dated in college and then a little bit after college. And we were only officially officially for kind of a real short period of time. But then we were just basically whenever we hung out, we would just pretend like we were still dating. And then we always did whatever we wanted. But we remained like friends, good friends. After, we were nothing. And I was, once I was with Gabrielle, Gabrielle knows her. We've gone out to dinner with her and her dude before. And so so she ended up getting married to this guy that had a daughter. And, I talked to her throughout this whole thing. I mean, I think they got married maybe in I don't know, 2010 or something like that. And they had this relationship where he had a really serious drug problem, fentanyl and all that. Right. And she is a very difficult girl I can't even imagine what it must have been like to be married to her. Cause she's super fun if you're in a kind of whatever, but in a committed relationship, I can't even imagine what it must have been like to be dated, married to her. But so they split up and they were separated. He was living in their house. She had taken the baby and was living at her parents' house. He was supposed to see the baby on the weekends. And she was saying she's he just kept on having a reason he couldn't see the kids on the weekends. Like he was really sick. She's like, I think he's on drugs again, you know, whatever. So about, I don't know, 9 days ago, he texts her. He's like, hey, I'm going to Idaho tomorrow. Do you mind coming over to check on the dog while I'm gone? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, no problem. Right. Cause they have like a dog together and it's at the house. Right. She's like, sure. No problem. So the next day she goes over to the house to check on the dog. His car is there, which is weird. She's like, I guess he didn't drive to the airport. He must have like, you know, must have gotten an Uber or whatever. So she goes upstairs. She's look, you know, she sees the dog. She goes upstairs and she sees that their bedroom doors are closed. She's got her kid with her. And there's like these like bolt things underneath the door. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? And so she's like yelling for him. No one's answering. She calls his phone. It's going straight to voicemail. And she's like, all right, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So she got scared and she walked out of the house and she called his parents and asked if they had talked to him. They hadn't. She called, like, they start calling. So she calls the cops. They're like, dude, what you're describing is not a reason for the like police to come. Right. So she gets one of her friends to come over to watch her kid. And she goes in and she goes up the stairs, goes into the bedroom and opens it. And the straps under the door were holding up a fucking thing. And he had hung himself in their master bedroom. And he tricked her to make sure it was her that found him. You know, like he's like, hey, can you come over tomorrow to come check on the dog? And he knew, like, so he made sure that she was the one who was going to find him. Dude, it came this close to her fucking 9-year-old daughter being with her, walking in to find her dad, you know, strung up. And I'm like, that story fucked me up. Like, I'm like really good friends with her, but I mean, him, I'd like met and shit. And I thought about that. I'm like, I don't care how depressed you are or how hopeless you think you are or whatever. How could that be your last act on earth, is like potentially having your fucking 9-year-old daughter finding you hanged in your house. It's like unfathomable to me. You know, like it's like tragic, obviously, kind of, but every time I talked about it, I couldn't help myself. I would text, fuck that guy, you know? Like I don't know how else to take it. It's like, you risked your 9-year-old. First of all, your 9-year-old daughter for 100% sure is going to grow up, you know, with like thinking to herself like, oh, my daddy didn't love me enough to not do that.
Of course.
But even more so, like, imagine if that 9-year-old would have walked in on that, dude. It would have ruined her. Like, I mean, you know, like she'll need therapy anyway, but like, imagine that scenario. She gets to walk in on a thing like I can't even imagine looking at that, dude. You know, I've seen violence. People can't even, you know what I mean? Like I'm no fucking stranger to violence, but the idea of walking in on that is so, yeah, that's damn. People are, I don't know, man.
Yeah. He wanted to cause harm to her, to the wife, definitely, because like you said, he made it a point to have her see him.
Yeah.
Before we log off, I just want to, because we kind of went off track, I want to show my badass of the week.
Oh yeah, let's see. Is it on? Did you send it to me?
Yeah.
And my badass of the week is Michael Jordan. Funny, because he bought the Charlotte Bobcats when it was for like 100 and some million, and he sold his majority 270, and then sold his majority stake for like something billion. I think
3 billion or
3 billion. 3 point something.
That's
billion.
crazy.
He is an absolute savage. Now, this is the other badass of the week. What in the fuck is going on here?
So this dude was, I think that's an eagle that ran into his plane. And he rode it all the way home. Landed safely and everything.
Yeah.
What type of plane is this?
Oh my God.
Landed safely and everything. But yeah.
That is crazy. Dude, my badass of the week is man, I forgot to actually pull this up, but there was a video of a mom who, let me see. Actually, you know what? Let me find it really quick. So like hang on. I'm sure people have seen this before, but this is the first time I had seen it. And I was like, oh man, that mom is a savage. I actually saw Gabrielle do this exact same thing with a pit bull that attacked her little dog, just like this dude. But here it is. This is a mom. This is a little girl who's on the porch of her house. That's a raccoon. Vicious little fuckers, dude. Raccoons are vicious, dude.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
I like raccoons. They look cool.
She a dog.
Oh man.
Look
Hey,
at her.
get near one and see how much you like them, dude.
Oh yeah, that mom.
Like that's so gangster, dude. Those raccoons are such vicious little fucks, dude.
It's biting her.
That mom's a gangster.
It's so well. She's got it behind its neck, so it can't.
Oh,
It's trying, but it can't. Look at its face.
And it's probably scratching her and all that.
And she just tosses it like
that mom's
later.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
That's gangster.
So like my raccoon story. So I had my pit bull. I think I told you guys about that story where I had to shoot the deer, right? Like, so
yeah.
the reason I acted so fast when that time happened is because he got attacked by a raccoon about a year before that. And this, I mean, dude, he's a pit bull. He's a tough ass dog. This raccoon scratched out his eyes, like scratched through his nose. He was like, his blood just pouring down his face when I got there. Like, yeah, I mean, dude, raccoons are mean little fuckers, man. Mean little fuckers.
Wait, the dog was losing against the raccoon?
Right?
Well, yeah. So what happened? It was at night though. That's why, like, so it was pitch black. Like, it was literally pitch black. It was the night that we brought my daughter home from the hospital. And my dog was out in the backyard and I heard him screaming. You know, I told you he screamed like a human when he was getting attacked by that deer. He sounded just like that. And I never heard anything like that. So I went running up the hill. I got halfway there. It's pitch black. I could literally see nothing. I'm barefoot, dude. And I stopped because he's screaming, dude. And I'm like, whatever has him is going to kill him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do there. Like, whatever has him might just kill me too. Should I go get a gun or what, you know? So like, just in like a split second, I'm like, if I go run back in the house to get a gun, by the time I get back, he's gonna be dead. Like, I got to just go. So I come, you know, I'm like kind of like speed walking over because it wasn't like that far away at this point. And when I got to be maybe like 5 feet away, I could finally see. And there was a raccoon attached to his face like a fucking alien, just scratching his face. And he was just going, meh. And so I literally like, I just kind of like, I kicked it like this hard, like, just like, you know, like I was just kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I scared it. Like, it didn't know that I was there. And it fucking shot up a tree, literally. Like it's like, imagine how fast a little animal can run on ground. It ran that fast up the tree, like where I was like, holy shit. And then I grabbed my dog and I, you know, ran him back downstairs, blood all over me. It shredded his face, dude. They're mean little fuckers, dude. Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
Well, that's what we got today, gents.
You guys vote who had the best badass of the week and who had the best dumbass of the week in the comments.
Yeah.
If
it's not the people in that submarine, you know,
it might be Bola here. So don't know. Let us know.
His is way safer than the sub people.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, fellas.
See you later.